It took only a few hours for the internet to erupt in disbelief and celebration when fans realized that every February 2026 edition of Vogue Korea featuring Jimin had completely vanished from Weverse's shelves, turning what was meant to be a stylish magazine release into one of the fastest-moving sellouts of the year. The frenzy began the moment pre-orders quietly opened online. Within minutes, screenshots of shrinking stock numbers started circulating across fan communities, and before many casual buyers even had a chance to refresh their carts, every available version, individual covers and bundled sets alike, was marked unavailable. What followed was a familiar but still astonishing pattern. Timelines flooded with celebratory posts, stunned reactions, and triumphant declarations from fans who managed to secure copies before the digital doors slammed shut. Industry watchers were quick to frame the moment as yet another chapter in Jimin's ongoing reputation as a commercial powerhouse. His solo projects, endorsements, and magazine appearances have repeatedly demonstrated a rare ability to mobilize a global audience in record time, and this Vogue Korea feature seemed to crystallize that phenomenon perfectly. The February issue, teased in advance as a visually striking and fashion-forward collaboration, instantly became a must-own collector's item, less a monthly magazine and more a cultural artifact for fans determined to archive every milestone of his career. Behind the scenes, the rapid sellout also underscored how carefully choreographed modern K-pop merchandising has become. Platforms like Weverse have transformed into central hubs where fandom energy translates directly into sales figures, and moments like this offer a real-time snapshot of just how vast and coordinated that support can be. Analysts noted that the speed of the sellout rivaled luxury brand capsule drops and limited edition sneaker releases, placing a music-driven magazine cover firmly in the same high-demand category. As copies began appearing on resale sites only hours later, often at inflated prices, the conversation shifted from shock to speculation. Would additional print runs be announced? Could international retailers receive new allocations? And what might this overwhelming response signal for Jimin's next major project, whether in fashion, music, or both? While official responses remained measured, the message from the public was already unmistakable. Anything bearing his name currently operates on a scarcity clock measured in minutes, not days. For fans, though, the numbers told only part of the story. Many described the sellout as a shared victory, proof of collective dedication, and a reminder of how global and synchronized the fandom has become. Photos of confirmation emails and shipping notices were posted like trophies, while those who missed out vowed to hunt down copies elsewhere, refusing to let the moment pass undocumented. In the end, the February 2026 Vogue Korea episode didn't just highlight a successful magazine release, it captured the modern mechanics of pop stardom, where artistry, branding, and digital communities collide at lightning speed. And as the dust settled, one thing felt certain: Jimin hadn't merely graced a cover, he had, once again, turned it into an event. As attention continued to snowball, Vogue Korea found itself at the center of a conversation that stretched far beyond glossy pages and runway styling. Fashion editors and entertainment commentators alike began dissecting why this particular collaboration with Jimin had struck such an explosive chord. Some pointed to the careful timing, arriving amid renewed global buzz around his solo activities, while others highlighted the editorial's rumored cinematic concept, said to blend high-fashion tailoring with a more intimate, introspective visual mood that fans have long associated with him. On Weverse, the aftermath played out in real time. Refresh buttons were hammered long after the "sold out" label appeared, and customer service inboxes reportedly filled with inquiries from hopeful buyers asking whether restocks might be imminent. The platform's trending sections soon reflected the chaos, with Jimin's name dominating searches, as fans compared order numbers, shipping estimates, and the precise moment each edition disappeared from their screens. What made the episode even more striking was its cross-border ripple effect. International fan bases translated announcements within minutes, spreading the news across continents and prompting parallel scrambles at regional retailers. In cities from Tokyo to Los Angeles, specialty magazine shops reported sudden spikes in calls and online traffic from customers trying to secure imported copies, turning what might have been a domestic publishing triumph into a truly global event. Observers within the fashion industry quietly noted how such moments are reshaping the economics of print media. At a time when many magazines struggle to maintain circulation, celebrity-led issues, particularly those tied to artists with intensely loyal followings, have become powerful counterweights to declining sales. The February 2026 edition began to look less like a routine monthly release and more like a case study in how pop culture, fandom, and luxury branding can converge to revive old-school formats with digital age velocity. Speculation, of course, refused to die down. Rumors of possible second printings circulated across fan forums, while others wondered if special overseas editions or digital exclusives could follow. Though no immediate confirmation surfaced, the sheer volume of demand made one thing increasingly difficult to ignore. The market had spoken loudly, and it was unlikely publishers and distributors would let that momentum fade quietly. As the story continued to unfold, the sellout transformed into more than just a headline. It became a barometer of influence. Each vanished copy symbolized not only purchasing power, but cultural reach, a reminder that in today's hyper-connected entertainment ecosystem, a single magazine cover can ignite worldwide reactions within hours. And for Jimin, it added yet another moment to a growing list of milestones that suggest his pull across music, fashion, and media remains as formidable as ever. What further amplified the moment was how quickly comparisons began circulating with previous record-setting releases linked to BTS members. Veteran fans drew timelines of past magazine covers, luxury campaigns, and limited edition merchandise that had sparked similar buying frenzies, framing this latest sellout as part of a longer tradition rather than an isolated spike. Newer followers, meanwhile, treated the episode as a kind of initiation, an early lesson in how fast opportunities connected to this corner of pop culture can disappear if you hesitate even briefly. Entertainment outlets soon picked up on the social media storm, amplifying screenshots of empty carts and countdown timers frozen at zero stock. Headlines across multiple languages emphasized not only the speed of the sellout, but the scale, noting how rare it is for every version of a multi-cover issue to vanish so completely in such a short window. Comment sections filled with debates over print numbers, demand forecasts, and whether publishers are beginning to underestimate just how large and mobilized global fandoms have become. Behind the hype, the narrative also tapped into something more emotional. Fans spoke about the symbolic weight of fashion editorials in an artist's career, how appearing on prestigious magazine covers often signals a new chapter, a shift in public image, or deeper integration into the luxury world. That context made the February 2026 issue feel less like a routine collectible and more like a marker in time, something to be saved, framed, or carefully archived alongside albums and concert memorabilia. As days passed, the story refused to fade from trending lists. Each repost of a sold-out notice or resale listing kept the momentum alive, while speculative think pieces explored what this surge could mean for future collaborations between idols and high-fashion publications. Would editors increase print runs next time? Could pre-order systems evolve to manage demand more fairly? And might other magazines race to secure similarly high-impact features, hoping to replicate the phenomenon? Ultimately, the episode became a snapshot of modern celebrity economics, influence measured not just in streams or chart positions, but in how swiftly physical products vanish once a name is attached. Long after the checkout buttons went gray, the conversation kept rolling, proof that in today's fandom-driven landscape, a single magazine cover can spark days of analysis, admiration, and anticipation for whatever headline-making move comes next. As commentary deepened, analysts began framing the episode as a strategic victory not just for Jimin, but for Vogue Korea itself. In an era dominated by digital consumption, the ability of a single print issue to ignite such urgency felt almost nostalgic, yet powered by algorithms, fan networks, and instant global communication. What once might have taken weeks of word of mouth now unfolded in a single morning, compressed into refresh buttons, sold-out banners, and viral screenshots ricocheting across platforms. Some industry voices speculated that this level of response could influence how magazines plan future collaborations, possibly shifting toward more limited, collectible-style drops designed to heighten exclusivity. Others argued the opposite, that publishers might expand initial print runs whenever artists with massive international followings are involved, wary of leaving revenue and momentum on the table. Either way, the February 2026 issue had already become a benchmark, the kind of case study marketing teams quietly bookmark and dissect long after the headlines cool. Fans, meanwhile, treated the ongoing discussion like a victory lap. Long threads analyzed styling details, glimpsed and teaser photos, debated which cover version would become the most sought after years from now, and reminisced about previous fashion moments that signaled turning points in his career. For many, the rapid sellout wasn't just proof of popularity, it felt like participation in a collective ritual, a shared rush that binds global fandoms together despite time zones and language barriers. As the buzz stretched into its second and third day, the story subtly evolved from shock to anticipation. If a magazine appearance could provoke this level of demand, what would happen when the next major music release, brand partnership, or public appearance arrived? The unanswered questions only fueled excitement, ensuring that the sold-out notice functioned less as an ending and more as a teaser for what might come next. By then, the narrative had outgrown the simple fact of disappearing stock. It had become a symbol of star power in a hyper-connected world, of print media's surprising resilience when paired with the right figure, and of how swiftly modern fandoms can transform a routine release into a global spectacle. And even after checkout pages went dark and pre-order links stopped working, the echo of the moment lingered, suggesting that this wasn't merely a spike in attention, but another chapter in a long-running story of cultural influence accelerating in real time.